of Ant, Gary, and Rodney. What did you think of Anthony's performance tonight?
He played well. He played well. He shot the ball, obviously. I thought he ran the offense. I thought he had a solid game at both ends. You know, a lot of times people look at just scoring, but I thought when he wasn't scoring, he ran the offense, did what he's supposed to do defensively. He competed, so I thought I thought a very good outing.
Soichi, looked like you had a question. Soichi Hayashi, Yahoo Japan.
Last game versus San Antonio, 3-point shoot success percentage is 28.6. Tonight is 37. I do hear about this record about coach.
Well, I think the 3-point shot is definitely part of our game, and we got to live with the percentages. The most importantly for me is that we get good threes, and you know the percentages are going to be what they're going to be. You know, Carmelo Anthony didn't necessarily shoot the three well, and neither did Robert Covington. But I know that they're both excellent 3-point shooters, and as long as they're getting good looks, that's what we want to do.
So trying 3-point means kind of aggressive.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
Trying 3-point shoot is aggressive thing for Portland Team Blazers.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Coach, I've got a question.
Did you put your hand up? Did you raise your hand up?
You know, Terry, I pressed the raise your hand button, but I don't think it's working.
Okay, whatever.
So anyway, my question is, when you have a big lead like you had tonight, and it comes down to the last minute, do you ever catch yourself thinking, why does this have to go down to the last minute?
You know, yes and no. If you watch the games around the league, it happens every night. There are teams every night that are up 20 points, 15 points, and the lead evaporates in some way. And as a coach, you know, you don't want it to happen, obviously, but the biggest thing is managing it when it does happen, because the other team is out there. They're pretty good too. They're competing, especially when you get a big lead in the first half. There's a lot of time left. The game dynamics change. So the biggest thing is how you handle it if you do lose the lead. But I'm not conceding the fact that it's okay, but I am conceding the fact that it happens all the time.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Congratulations.
Can another old timer ask a question here?
Hey, we got Ann Peterson and Kerry Agers on the same call. And
how do you feel about the atmosphere in a mostly empty building? And are you used to it? And is there anything that you like about it better than a normal game that stands full?
There's nothing that I like more about it than with fans. It's always going to be better with fans. So that's a non-starter. As far as getting used to it, once the game is tipped off and you're competing, you know, it becomes a game, and the juices start flowing for players and coaches and referees. And certainly it's nothing like having fans there, but we're all doing a job and we're all competing and all trying to win a game. So I don't know if that answered your question.
It did.
Thanks.
That was an epic press conference. Everyone just raising their hand or just going for it. I loved it. But, Coach, you just got to love his responses, too. He's the best. He did mention, of course, that, you know, it would be nice if they didn't have to come back from deficits, but there are reasons for that. What did you think about that answer?
Well, I just thought that he gave perspective, and that's the best thing a coach can do at the end of a game when confronted with questions is give perspective about how he saw what happened, and he said it happens every night. But what I like that he did, and he consistently does, is philosophically, he restates how strongly he feels about three-point shooting, whether they have a great night or they don't have a great night. And it's important when a coach is principled and consistent.
All right, the final tonight from Moda. Blazers with the win over the Knicks, 116-113. More from us when we...
Simons, season-high 16 points. Gary Trent Jr. with 11 off the bench. Carmelo Anthony with 12 off the bench. The Blazers put up 116 against the NBA's #1 scoring defense. Improve to 9-6. Now it's time for the BioFreeze Performance Review with Brooke, who's standing by with Damian Lillard.
Dame, at one point you guys had a 25-point lead. The Knicks came roaring back in the second half to get within 3 twice. How were you able to close this one out?
You know, it's a game of runs. You know, it's the NBA. It's a long game. And, you know, any given night, any guy can get hot and get going. They had a few guys see the ball go in. They got comfortable. They got confident. And, you know, that happens over the course of a game. Like I said, they make their run. And good teams in this league, they weather those storms. You know, they find a way to execute down the stretch, make free throws, and come up with big rebounds. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't perfect, but we walked away with the W, and that's the most important thing.
A masterful performance by you tonight. Did you want to make sure your new twins saw a little Lillard time in their first chance to see their dad play?
Nah, I mean, they can't even see it. They don't know what's going on, but it's been a long week. You know, I haven't slept in my own bed, you know, since Wednesday. I've been in the hospital on the couch with my family, but, you know, even leading up to the birth of my kids, I knew I didn't want to, you know, we already got CJ and Nurk out, and I didn't want to miss any time. So those canceled games came right on time, but I was still trying to make sure I stayed involved in practices and getting work in so I could be prepared for these last 2 home games before we get on the road. And this is a great start.
In all seriousness, you did shoot lights out tonight against the best defense in the league. How were you able to be so effective?
I just, you know, I watched a lot of film over the last couple of days. You know, since we didn't play those 2 games, I just was watching and trying to figure out, you know, the spots where I was missing shots that I feel like I should be making or that I usually make, and why, you know, and what things that I work on this summer that I've just kind of got away from. And I talked to my trainer. We did a bunch. We shared a bunch of clips and went over a bunch of things. And tonight I just wanted to come back and get to those things and try to make the game easier for myself and more simple. You know, and it was working for me.
You just mentioned that time off, I guess I would say. You guys got a few unexpected practices in this past week. How beneficial were those?
They were really beneficial. You know, we was able to add a few wrinkles to our defense. We was able to, you know, tighten up our execution, put in some new sets. You know, without CJ and Nurk being out there, it's going to look a lot different. And, you know, guys were locked in. We were sharp when we were competing 5-on-5. We were sharp in 5-on-0, going over sets. We were sharp, putting in new coverages in our scouting report. And guys knew, you know, it's going to be a lot of minutes and a lot of opportunity. In this league, you can't let opportunities like this come and pass you by. So I was proud of the way guys came out and played and stepped up. And we're going to need it every night.
Finally, just how key was the production from the bench tonight, in particular, Anthony Simons?
It was huge. You know, like I just said, we're going to need every guy to come in prepared and ready to step up. And GT, you know, Hoodie, Harry was huge for us in that first half. You know, everybody came with it. Everybody was prepared. Like I said, they knew the opportunity was coming with what we're dealing with our injuries. And they stepped up big. You know, Ant was aggressive. He made shots. And, you know, he was out there talking. I get on him all the time about having control of the team when he's at the point guard position and when he's on defense, you know, being accountable. And, you know, I thought our young guys did a great job out there tonight.
Great job by you as well, my friend. And go try and get some sleep tonight.
I'm going to do my best. Another one tomorrow.
That's Dame in your BioFreeze Performance Review.
Fatherhood at its finest on first half versus the second half. Quickly, 31 points, a career high for the rookie coming off the bench. Dame, 39 points to go with the 35 he had against San Antonio last game. But Simons and Jones Jr., season highs for the Blazers in the win tonight. And Lamar, this game had the blueprint you're looking for if you're Portland, if you're trying to get wins without Yusuf Nurkic, no CJ McCollum. A big night from Damian Lillard, and then a total team effort with a couple guys stepping up to fill in that void.
Yeah, Dame set the tone for this game, came out highly aggressive. We heard him talking to Brooke about that, just his mindset coming into this one, knowing Dame's out, CJ's out. You need to win this game. So it just always felt like this was going to be a game that he wasn't going to allow his team to lose no matter what happened. But I'm sure to his delight, he got the the output from Anthony Simons. Derrick Jones Jr. even scoring in double figures, but the job he did on the defensive end against that long, rangy front line of the Knicks, Gary Trent Jr. knocking down a lot of shots. So it was a team effort. It truly was, as he explained, but it really did start and end with him.
5 Blazers in double figures. Let's send it over to Brooke and Michael to find out what's coming up on the postgame show.
Well, Michael, a little closer than the Blazers would have liked, but you never apologize for a win, right?
No. The Blazers played a zone defense, and they played it superbly.